Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with House of the Dragon. Last time on House of the Dragon we had the Lord of the Tides, where basically Vaemond Valerian was calling into question the legitimacy of Rhaenyra's children because he wanted to be the new Lord of Driftmark with his brother supposedly dead. We haven't seen anything though, so I don't know. But it seemed like he was going to get it because the kingdom was currently being ruled by the Hand of the King and the Queen, as King Viserys was bedridden. However, in one final, and we really mean final act as king, Viserys got up, sat the throne, made the decision to keep Lucerys as Lord Heir, I guess, to Driftmark, because we're still not entirely sure if Corlys is dead or not. And when Vaemond questioned it and called them bastards, Daemon cut his head off. Well, part of his head off. So, yeah. That night, the whole family had a dinner together, and everyone seemed to be happy, and it was just what Viserys wanted. And but once he was carried off, then everything started to go to hell. So, yeah, not specifically even between Rhaenyra and Alicent this time. Actually, like they were pretty chill. But the kids were definitely causing a problem. So yeah, then after that, Viserys was back in his bed, and he was talking to Alicent, but he believes that he was talking to Rhaenyra, saying that, "Oh, it's true. Aegon, the prince who has promised all of it, is true. You need to believe me." And Alicent took that as, okay, I will make sure that our son Aegon is the next king. Which is not what Viserys said. Viserys said he was talking about Aegon the Conqueror. This is why reusing names like this is kind of stupid. He was talking about Aegon the Conqueror and the Song of Ice and Fire, not your stupid rapist son, you know? So yeah, and with that, at the end, King Viserys the First Targaryen, or King Viserys Targaryen the first of his name, I always mix those up sometimes, but yeah, he died. I suppose peacefully, missing an eye and everything, but he's gone. Our great, nice, our good boy king has passed away, and now it's open season between the Hightowers and the Targaryens. So yeah. In good news, Rhaenyra may have Rhaenys as an ally. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Rhaenys will just sort of, peace out once the fighting starts. We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, today we've got the penultimate episode of House of the Dragon, so let's just go ahead and jump right in and see what's going on today. Here we go. He's still in the credits, but I get the feeling he's playing a body today. Interesting, the credits did not have Emma Darcy. Are they not in this episode? Is Rhaenyra not going to be in this episode? That would be weird. That looked a bit different. This is different. I don't know the symbols enough to know what all we're seeing here. But I wonder if those last two were Rhaenyra and Alicent. I don't know, I'd have to go back and really look at it. I don't know the symbols anyway, so y'all will tell me.
He told me you wish for Aegon to be king.
No, he didn't. That seems very out of character, but we'll take it.
There is much to be done, as we've previously discussed. Now, there are two among the captains of the City Watch that remain loyal to Daemon. Let us replace them. Lord Lannister.
They're taking over all of King's Landing.
Am I to understand that members of the small council have been planning secretly to install my son without me?
My queen, there was no need to sully you with darkling schemes.
I will not have this.
Oh.
To hear that you are plotting.
I have known Viserys longer than any
who sit at this table.
Oh, yeah,
And
Beesbury.
I will not believe that he said this on his deathbed, alone with only the boy's mother as a witness.
Oh.
I cannot. I will have no part.
Down!
Dude. Okay, is it time for Sir Criston to be executed?
And remove your cloak, Sir Criston. I am your Lord Commander, Sir Criston.
Bitch, you want to try? Man, right when I said I liked Lord Beesbury.
It is unsavory, yes. But a sacrifice we must make to secure Aegon's succession. And then there is Daemon to consider. The king wouldn't wish for any
But the king did not wish for the murder of his daughter. He loved her. I will not have you deny this.
Nah.
One more word, and I will have you removed from this chamber and sent to the wall.
Damn. Allison ain't fucking around today.
Lord Commander Westerling, take your knights to Dragonstone. Be quick and be clean.
No.
I am Lord Commander of the King's Guard. I recognize no authority but the King's. And until there is one,
Nah.
I have no place here.
Right. It's a good man. Fuck you, Criston. And your non-aging ass.
And remove your white cloaks. None can know who you are or what you seek, including the Queen.
My lord.
Bring him to me and me alone, Sir Eric.
I don't think Otto can trust Alicent anymore.
I am no oath breaker. I will not bend the knee.
Got some honorable people in here. Ready to defend Rhaenyra.
Anyone else?
This is an interesting thing for this episode. It's literally just the next morning, you know? And judging by the credits, we're not going to get any of Rhaenyra. But maybe these last two episodes are really just, you know, build up before we get into season 2. Because this has to go on into season 2. Oh, illegal kid fights.
Prince Aegon spends many a night in this place.
Really?
You see now what he is. You've not seen everything. Aegon. One of many, I'd wager.
Oh, shit. Aegon has a lot of bastards. Man, this whole episode is going to show us why not to install Aegon, you know?
Here I am, trawling the city, ever the good soldier in search of a wastrel who's never taken half an interest in his birthright. It is I, the younger brother, who studies history and philosophy. It is I who trains with the sword, who rides the largest dragon in the world. It is I who should be...
While he was chasing girls, I was studying the blade.
I'm next in line to the throne. Should they come looking for me, I intend to be found.
Nah. Oh, that dude's gonna bail, isn't he? Aww. He was so close. Ah. She is legitimately distraught about Viserys' death.
I came here to ask your support.
I must credit
Bitch.
you for your boldness.
Nuh.
You should have been queen.
Nuh.
I little thought to hear those words from you.
The Iron Throne was yours by blood and by temperament. Viserys would have lived his days a country lord, content to hunt and study his histories, but here we are.
Viserys would have loved that.
We do not rule, but we may guide the men that do. Gently, away from violence and sure destruction, and instead toward peace.
No.
You desire not to be free, but to make a window in the wall of your prison.
No. Damn.
Have you never?
I want an end to the savage use of children in Fleabottom. They are forced to fight and worse. You gold cloaks take the bribes given them to look away. An obscenity, either tolerated or ignored by the crown.
I look into it. You have my word.
There is no power but what the people allow you to take.
I will remember.
Don't know if that's a good thing or not. Oh, he was under that? Oh, there he is. Quit struggling so much. Oh, hello, gentlemen.
I do regret this, friend.
Oh, is Aemon gonna try something? Oh, yeah, someone beat the shit out of Cole. Just for my own amusement.
I have no wish to rule, no taste for duty. I'm not suited. You'll get no argument from me. Let me go, and we'll find a ship and sail away, never to be
No.
found.
He wants out of there.
The Queen awaits.
Well, I guess they had two different missions. The brothers had to get him to the Hand. They had to get him to the Queen.
A sacrifice made for the stability of the realm. No king has ever lived that hasn't had to forfeit the lives of a few to protect the many, though I understand your squeamishness.
Reluctance to murder is not a weakness.
No.
We will send terms to Rhaenyra on Dragonstone. True terms, such that she may accept without shame.
If she lives, her allies will mass behind her banners, looking for her return.
Then she must not return. My husband would have desired this mercy be shown to his daughter.
Your husband? Or you, his daughter's childhood companion?
No.
Kristen Cole will be named Lord Commander of the King's Guard.
Oh god, that's terrible.
There is a web of spies at work in the Red Keep.
She took off her shoes, that's a power move.
Travels new.
Man, that's a lot of leg for the Middle Ages. Is he actually, like... Okay, hang on. My mind is, like, processing what just happened. So, obviously he's talking about killing the White Worm. Why was he jacking off to her feet, though? Is that just his payment?
With me, Princess. I cannot let this treachery stand.
I hope this works. Get her out of there. Oh, that guy died. Yeah, Otto's not fucking around. Balerion. Now Balerion and his last rider are dead. The new crown. Is there a... There's something I never thought about. Is there a new crown for every king? That'd be interesting.
He changed his mind.
Yeah.
He could have, but he never did. Because he didn't like me.
Nobody likes you.
Yet, with his final breath, he whispered to me that you should take his place for the throne.
I mean, just nobody believes that. Oh. The dagger, but you don't know the importance of that dagger. Rhaenyra does.
Our beloved king, Viserys the Peaceful, is dead. He whispered his final wish that his firstborn son, Aegon, should succeed him.
Nobody's cheering for that. Okay. It's a delayed cheer. Man, this is such a bigger, like... This is a bigger thing than we saw for Joffrey or Tommen or anyone.
May the warrior give him courage.
Eustace.
The crown of the conqueror, passed down through generations.
It's Aegon's crown specifically. Better make sure that fits.
All hail his grace, Aegon, second of his name, king of the Andals and the Rhaenyra and the First Men, lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and protector of the realm.
Aegon the king!
Oh, man. You hate to be that one guy who has to start the applause. He is king, but he never wanted it. According to Varys, that makes him a good king. Hype up the people. Why didn't you have, like, an official hype man? Wow! Ah! I was kind of thinking, like, is something gonna happen? Oh, Rhaenys happened. Her dragon's so cool, too. Oh, she's got armor and such. Oh, man, they're just... Why are they closing the doors? Trying to keep everybody in. Oh. Woo. It was like Godzilla roaring. That was just to fuck with you. Bye. I mean, she could have just killed them right there, but that was a warning. Damn. Damn, that's how it ends! Woo! Holy crap. Alright, Rhaenys, new favorite character. My god. Alright, what was her dragon's name? I have to look at that real quick. Meleys, I think. They said it earlier, too. Oh, man. Oh. It has only just begun. It has only just begun. Ugh. House Targaryen will not sit idly by as the Hightowers take the throne. Wow. That was awesome. That was, oh my gosh, this is so friggin' metal. It was so cool. I'm gonna go and look and see what the actual pronunciation is.
I won't leave Meleys
Alright. Meleese. That was it. Okay. Oh, boy, that was certainly something. Certainly something. An entire episode without Rhaenyra, but it's interesting. I like the approach to this episode of... and it makes sense seeing the High Towers scrambling for power before word can ever reach Rhaenyra that Viserys is dead, you know? But yeah, we had the death, the true death of Viserys the Peaceful, and I mean, yeah, that's going to be his moniker from now on, Viserys the Peaceful. And it was his dying wish that Aegon succeed him. All on the mishearing of Alicent. Man, But I mean, see, I don't think anybody... Well, I mean, Alicent believes it, I think. I think Alicent actually believes that Viserys changed his mind just before he died, you know? But I don't think anybody else thinks that, you know? I'm pretty sure Otto knows, like, okay, there's no way he actually changed his mind, but we're gonna roll with this because we are going to put Aegon on the throne, you know? So, there is at least that, you know? There is at least that. It is... I like that when they... It's always interesting because I notice this in Game of Thrones too, that even once a character dies, they're still credited for the next episode because you see a body, you know? I find that always to be really interesting. The same happened for Joffrey, definitely. But in the same is true here, where at the beginning, it's nice to see Paddy Considine's name there. Not like he did anything, he just had to sit there and, you know, let them... They probably filmed that little scene where they put the cloth over him. They probably filmed that with the last episode while he was in makeup and everything, you know? So, but still, it's good to see him one last time, because I'm definitely going to miss him, because he was just such a great character. I mean, let's all, you know, face the facts that he is definitely the Ned Stark of this show, you know? And yeah, I'm definitely going to miss Viserys. And I've been watching some older clips, you know. It's so weird to think, like, clips of, you know, oh, when he was younger. But he was younger just, you know, 4, 5, 6 episodes ago, even, you know? But just seeing some of those clips is just kind of fun, you know? Just how far we've come in nine weeks, you know? And to think that this is all... It's only been 9 weeks that we've gotten to know all of these characters, but I feel like they've had... I don't know, like, I feel like more has been done in this than the first season of Game of Thrones, you know? Because, in all honesty, like, the thing with, you know, they both have led to the same place, is that you have your sort of main character, nice guy, and through his actions, it leads to a war of succession, you know? From season 1 of Game of Thrones, that's Ned Stark, leading to the War of the Five Kings. In this, it's Viserys, although we do certainly follow Rhaenyra quite a lot, but it's Viserys and his death leading to, I guess, the Targaryen Civil War. I don't know how else you would call it, you know? So, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this has a specific name. Although I may have seen, like, the Dance of Dragons being tossed around by some people as the name of this conflict between Rhaenyra and Aegon, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the official name or whatever. So, but yeah, But I don't know. I guess it is just because so many years have passed since we started, you know? They said it was, 20-something years since Rhaenyra was proclaimed heir to the Iron Throne, you know? And that's episode 1. So yeah. I don't know. But it's interesting. It's like, I feel like we've gone through so much, but when you really also stop and think about it, we're just getting started, you know? I have no doubt, this is not going to resolve next episode. We are definitely carrying this over into season 2. Now, I'll be curious if the whole show is going to be like this, or if now, this is going to be like the Dance of Dragons arc, Season 1 and Season 2, you split it up into, setting up everything with Rhaenyra, Viserys, Alicent, Otto, Aegon, all of that stuff. Season 2 being the actual war. We may not even get too many time skips with that. And then I'm almost wondering if they move on into Season 3, if Season 3 will be an entirely new story with the Targaryens. I could see that. That would be kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know how much is in this war, You'll excuse me. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but my throat actually hurts. It's not like when I talk, but it's pretty much every time I swallow or anything, it just kind of hurts. So I'm kind of dealing with that while I'm recording. So just in case that's coming across, probably isn't though, and I didn't need to mention it. Anyway, man. Okay, first off, fuck Sir Criston. I'm so absolutely done with Sir Criston and his freaking smug, douchey face. Like, he sucks so much. He killed Lord Beesbury. How has this man not been executed? Because I know people says like, oh well, he can't be dismissed from the Kingsguard because now granted, he did kill somebody who was challenging the Hightower, so would the Hightowers want to kill him? But after killing Joffrey in episode 5 and then killing Lord Beesbury, how, like, even if it's like, oh, well, it's, he's Kingsguard for life. Okay, well, end his life. How is this guy still going, That's what I don't get. But yeah. But I like, even though it was for a moment before he died, I like that Lord Beesbury, he was standing up for this. He was like, look, I have known Viserys longer than anybody else here, even Otto. I know that he would not have changed his mind on his deathbed, So I like that he was standing up for Rhaenyra. And it's interesting just seeing those who will still support Rhaenyra. Obviously, Rhaenys supports Rhaenyra. Although, I almost wonder does Rhaenys support Rhaenyra, or does she go against the Hightowers, I'm almost wondering if it's more like that, in the same sort of manner that, originally, with Rhaenyra, when she said, well, it's not that my father chose me, it's that he spurned Daemon, But eventually, come to realize, no, he did choose her, and he stuck with that to his dying breath. But Alicent doesn't friggin' know that, Man, and Aegon doesn't know the significance of that dagger. I almost wonder, though, because nobody knows the significance of that dagger by the time of Game of Thrones, I think Joffrey just, takes it at some point. Robert has it. Joffrey just takes it at some point, I think. I'm pretty sure that the blade is used... That's what Arya uses to kill the Night King, when for some reason they chose Arya to kill the Night King instead of the prince who was promised. Yeah. My mouth is a bit watery today. I don't know what the hell has happened there. But anyway, so yeah, it's the importance of that dagger, but Aegon doesn't know that, because of course Aegon doesn't know that, because Viserys would have never told him, because he never wanted Aegon to be king, or at the very least, not before Rhaenyra, you know? He told the significance to Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra alone now knows the significance of that dagger, you know? But the dagger now belongs to Aegon. So it was interesting. It's very just interesting how this episode progresses, you know, with finding Aegon, and you know, you almost think it's like, okay, well, this is episode 9. You gotta like get things moving, but I like that it kind of took its time in this episode. You know, this is basically just, you know, the 24 hours after the king is dead, you know? And part of this was just finding Aegon, you know? Who was tucked away. I don't even know where that was. Was that like in the High Septum? Or the High Sept, you know? Just under a table or something? I don't know. That was an interesting place to find him. But yeah, so we had Eric and Ark. I don't know which one. Alright, it was Eric. So it was Sir Eric who went and got Rhaenys. But it's interesting because yeah, it was Eric who was like, should we even be doing this? This isn't right. Aegon should not be the king. His father never wanted that, you know? But that was interesting. It's also interesting. I mean, they're kind of just going on, you know, judge of character, too. That's like, you know, Aegon, even if there wasn't a Rhaenyra, should Aegon be king, you know? And, you know, apparently he frequents the children fighting pits a lot that, you know, even the White Worm wants to get rid of. But Aegon frequents it so many times. And then, yeah, just looking over and seeing, you know, child with white hair, and it's like, oh, that's one of Aegon's bastards then, you know? That's one of Aegon's bastards. So, it's always interesting, by the way, the whole thing with the hair color. I love that Targaryen hair color is white until the plot needs it not to be, you know? Because the plot needed for everyone to know that Rhaenyra's children were bastards. So they had the brown hair of their father instead of the white hair of their mother. But you need to know that Aegon has bastards, so you look over and you see a child with white hair. On the other hand, Jon Snow has black hair. He has, black... Oh yeah, it was more black hair. Or probably, you know, just the darkest brown, closer to his mother, Lyanna Stark, instead of the white hair of his father, Rhaegar Targaryen, you know? So, I just find it interesting. It's basically, you know, a Targaryen's hair color only applies when the plot demands it, you know? Because there's no, like, basis on, you know, which one is like, well, is it based on the father? Is it not based on the father? So it just kind of goes for whatever the plot demands, because they didn't want you to know that Jon Snow was actually a Targaryen this whole time. So his hair was dark, you know? So, yeah, it's just sort of an interesting thing. But yeah, it is definitely, you know, they go on a judge of character, and even Aemon brings that up too. It's like, you know, he literally basically says, you know, while he was, you know, out with girls, I was studying the blade, you know? He's like, I am a much better choice for king. And on paper, I think he's correct. He's also fucking crazy, you know? He's also insane, but, you know, he's got different problems from Aegon, you know? Which, honestly, even though I talk about, you know, how over the course of these episodes I kind of stopped rooting for Rhaenyra, and I wasn't really rooting for anybody, I will say, I suppose, if you're talking about, like, you know, okay, there's no conflict, and you just have them as a ruler, who of these three siblings would be the better ruler? And between that, Rhaenyra probably would, you know? Because, I mean, just in terms of, like, I don't know, policies or something, like, Rhaenyra may be the most, like, level-headed of the three of them. Now, granted, with everything that Aemond is talking about, isn't his sister older than him? So, technically, I mean, by Viserys's old words, before his final words were twisted by Alicent, if Aegon was not found, the next in line would be their sister. I think. I don't know. Maybe, but I mean, like, if they're... the whole thing is that they're sticking with Aegon, so... if they're, screwing over Rhaenyra, then they're definitely not going to let her be queen, so... we did have the people also standing up for Rhaenyra, saying, look, I'm not an oath breaker, They vowed an oath to Rhaenyra, and they're going to stick with that. I bet they were executed. Lord Caswell was executed. So, I mean, I feel like that should mean that his house, though, will take up banners with Rhaenyra, We also had Alicent and Rhaenys' talk, which was interesting. About how, you should have been queen, but, we are not... It's an interesting thing of, like, we are not allowed to rule, so we must, support the men that do. And Rhaenys is just kind of looking at that like, that's it, yeah. Why don't we go with what you were saying, you tiny child, And, like, yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that and support your stupid, dumb son who rapes people, So, yeah, it's like, at this point, I don't know, again, because you would honestly, because we said this back in episode 2, it's like, oh, Rhaenys doesn't really support Rhaenyra, Rhaenyra's like, oh, I'm going to be the queen, and Rhaenys is like, sure you will. Yeah, I'm sure the Seven Kingdoms will let you do that, But if anything now, it really isn't supporting Rhaenyra, it's going against the High Towers, She will at least stand with, the true child of her cousin, King Viserys, Not this Hightower nonsense that is going on. I think that's it. Even if, Rhaenyra's children are not blood related to Lord Corlys, they do still have the thing from last episode, which, that was only decided, yesterday in their time. But it's like, well, if you marry her sons to your granddaughters, then, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. The actual bloodline can work. If the boys or the girls don't screw that up in any sense. But yeah. So, but I like how Rhaenys is like, oh, you don't have aspirations for the Iron Throne yourself. You just want to have a window in your prison. Like, damn, that was a good line. I like that. And then we had the interesting thing of Aegon going to Alicent instead of Otto. And I think what they were going for there is that having him go to Alicent means she can make sure, she's going to submit, give terms to Rhaenyra instead of just, immediate war. She wants to see a peaceful resolution to this where Aegon is crowned king, But that is not going to work, as demonstrated by Rhaenys. So that was interesting. And then we also had Larys talking about the White Worm and Talia, which is interesting, and how she is part of the spider's web. And then he jerked off to her feet. I didn't like. Is that just his payment? Is that just his thing? I mean, hey, if you're into that, but I don't know. That was kind of weird. Oh well. But yeah. And then the last thing I wrote down is I like that it was you see more of the ascension of Aegon. You don't really see. We'll get brief scenes like when Tommen was crowned or something. I don't even think we saw. Well, did we? No, Joffrey's coronation. The last thing, the only thing we saw of that was when Ned Stark was walking in with a cane, kind of like Viserys. But he was walking in, and then that's when he got arrested. When Littlefinger betrayed him. So yeah, but this one we'd see a bit more of the ceremony and everything. I hate that it was Kristen though that crowned him, but yeah. But that was interesting, and I did kind of like that one moment he gets out his sword and he just kind of like hypes up the crowd, you know? And then a lot of them died because Rhaenys just burst through the ground with her freaking dragon. She got that dragon, and that's, you know, that's what Alicent was saying. It's like, if Rhaenyra doesn't have your dragon, she may actually, you know, submit to terms. But nope. Rhaenys is not having that. And now, that's such a great moment. Just bursting through and then flying away. And I do like, you know, I feel like she could have, if this was like actually history or something, I feel like she would have just completely decimated, you know, House Hightower, because the new king, the queen, the hand, both of the other heirs, all of them were right there. If she had lit them all up, this would all be over. Rhaenyra would come in and be crowned queen, you know? But for the sake of the story, she didn't. She just pretty much gave them a warning and was like, all right, well, I'll see you guys later, you know? So yeah, I get why she didn't do that story-wise, you know, so that we keep going. Otherwise, the show would have just ended there, pretty much, you know? So I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you could have just killed them, you know? But either way, it was a great scene. Her in the armor and on her freaking awesome-looking dragon. So, yeah. So, really interesting stuff in this one, as always. I've really enjoyed this season. And yeah, hoping... Obviously, I'm sure, I'm like 99% certain, you know, we're going to be continuing this level of quality into the season finale. And I'm just really hoping that we continue this throughout the rest of the show, however long it goes, you know? So, yeah. But that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my House of the Dragon reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Game of Thrones reactions if you want to go check those out. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.